guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing an XL application video. It won't be showing any designs, but I'm going to show you what the outcome was here. This is a gel overlay over the application of acrylic. This set is after I did a soak off on this client. She had a set from another nail tech on. Right now I'm putting the dehydrator on to dehydrate the nail beds. I find that this helps before I put on the nail tip. I am using XL nail tips from Nail Supply Glamour. You just need one little dot of glue, not too much, or run down into the cuticles. When I apply the nail tip, I like to put it just on the tip of the nail. You don't want to put it too high up in the middle of the nail bed. Guys, comment down below. Let me know if I move too fast or the speed is too fast on the video. I'm just trying to get it through quickly so that the video won't be too long for you guys. But just comment down below and let me know. For this pinky nail, I did file it a little bit because I only had number 8s. I usually would put a number 9 or 10 on her pinky, but I just filed it at the top so that it would fit, and I'm just gonna file it to whatever narrowness her pinky is later in the video. Here I'm just sizing up the nails, making sure they're all the same length. I like to use my sharp scissors to cut the nail tips and size them because it gives it a cleaner square look. It's also easy to narrow the sides down by cutting them with your scissors. I have other scissors for that curve that I'm using now. Or I think I used them on the next pinky or something, but you'll see. You'll see when I'm filing, I kind of file underneath the nail to flatten it out so the C-curve won't be so extreme. I'm just going in with my sanding bin, blending in the nail tip with the real nail. You don't want to file the real nail too much because you'll make it thin. Here you'll see me use the curved scissors that I said I would be using to narrow out the sides of the nail. This nail was a little wide for the actual nail, so I did use my file to fit it onto the nail tip earlier. Now I'm just narrowing it out so it won't look too wide for the actual nail bed. Guys, if you've been doing nails for a little bit, you'll notice maybe your hands start to cramp up. That's what started happening here. I had already been doing nails, so I start filing a little bit differently so that my hand won't cramp up as much. I like to keep utilizing my towel, so I just folded it because I knew that there was going to be a lot of dust in it and I didn't want to get stuck to my acrylic brush. I did just dehydrate the nails a second time, and as I go I like to use my primer as I get to the nail. I know that it helps my nail sets last longer and no lifting. I like to also start my beads out right where the nail tip meets the real nail. That helps build the apex, and I just work my way down. I'm placing the second bead right on top of where the first acrylic started, kind of letting the acrylic settle there a little bit. That's why I'm patting around, make sure it evens out, and I'll eventually swipe down. You want to build that apex right there, so that's kind of why I let it sit and just work your way down with your monomer and your brush. I placed my third bead right where the cuticle is, and I just patted it around so that it evens out around the cuticle area, but you do not want it to slip into the cuticle area and start flushing it. So you want to make sure that you have a not too wet bead, but also not too hard, mostly on the medium side. Guys, these XL sets do take a lot longer than even just a regular long set. So do charge for these sets. They take a lot of time and a lot of work. If you guys ever feel like you're missing some acrylic somewhere, you can go ahead and fill it in and just pat it there and brush up towards the cuticle and a little bit down towards the end of the nail so that it fills in that area. You don't want it to look thinner in one area. Although it should gradually get thinner towards the tip, you don't want it to be too extreme. When it doesn't look right, it'll nearly look like there's just a gap there, and you'll be like, yeah, this doesn't look right. You can see my acrylic did not go on as smooth right here because I switched brushes. I leave my second brush in the acetone until I'm ready to use it, and I didn't drain out the acetone enough before I picked up my bead, and it kind of started to harden up really quick, so I had to fix it really quick. So don't do that. But it is good to have a second brush if the other one becomes a little bit sticky. It's just what I like to do, and I've learned that it works for me, so yeah. This brush is also, I think, number 10 or 12, and I use a 14 or 16 now. So it's better to use a larger brush when you're doing an XL set, and you'll move way quicker. This brush works well with some of the shorter sets It's still a good brush. I just keep it on the side. I really don't even use it for long. I just waited for my main brush to kind of clear out some of the acrylic that clunked up in it from doing the last nails. If you guys have any recommendations on videos you guys want me to post, comment down below. I'm open to all options, or if there's anything you guys want to see me do, learn from a set, or any type of nail designs, comment below. Thank you. For the cuticle bead, make sure you put it close to the cuticle and use the tip of your brush to dab it in there and make it look natural. You don't want it to look big and bulky, but yeah. Right here, I feel like it just got too thin at the edge and it just wasn't even. So I placed the bead at the tip and just worked it up and squared it out so it looks square and even. And it'll make it easy for me to file it as well into the shape I want. Sometimes using the 3-ball method for a very long thumb is just not enough. It can be, but I like to add an extra bead around the apex area just to reassure the thickness is there and it has good apex. I was out of frame a lot here and I kind of skipped through it. Yeah, but I kind of got where I put the extra bead there forming the apex, and you can see it looks a little bit more blended in as well when I applied it. Again, before the set starts on the next hand, I'm going in with my dehydrator from Bond-Aid. It works super good. And then I'll start with the primer on each finger. If you ever buy a new powder and you don't know the consistency, I recommend using a fake nail tip and just practicing with it first, so you don't dive right into a set and just figure out how dry the beads are, how wet they can be. It'll just mess you all the way up. Right here, I'm just adding a little bit of more acrylic to even out the nail and the apex. Also on the side, I feel like it needed to be filled in a little bit because it was getting skinny from wide. I just added some acrylic on the side and kind of built it onto the nail tip as a side nail. When you feel your beads get a little dry, you can just get a bit of monomer from your monomer dish, and it'll help make the acrylic a bit more runny, and that way you can work the acrylic around a little bit better. You can also see I do wipe my brush a lot to keep my brush clean, but I still always have my little side brush because I'm not so good with keeping my brushes clean the whole time. But definitely wipe as you go to make sure it doesn't gunk up. You can see me putting my bead right where the apex starts and just patting it so that it molds there into the apex and that it doesn't run down too fast. I kind of want it to just settle there so that it builds there as well. Guys, pay attention to this thumb. I feel like it's a really good angle showing how I did the application on the thumb. When you're applying the acrylic, make sure that you're checking from all angles to make sure you're not missing any parts of the nail that need acrylic. Another really good tip, always hold the nail down towards where gravity pulls. That way you don't have any acrylic run back into the cuticles. I'm just going in and filling in an area I thought I needed to fill in. Since I'm finishing up the application, I just go back and look and make sure once I get to my filing that I won't be over filing at any places. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any recommendations, comment them below. Subscribe, like, and comment.